Hello, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk Football. My name is John Halpin, alongside my brother Chris Palmer, and alongside our special guest, Mr. Jon Conti. Welcome back to the show, my
Yo,
friend.
what's up, boys? How we doing?
Welcome back, buddy. Thank you for having for
Of course, my pleasure. Anytime.
Now, for those who remember John from last season, he is a die-hard Jets fan, and we are going to get into the Jets later on in this episode. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of football to talk about this week, but I say, do you guys just want to start recapping last week?
Sure.
yeah, it
Let's.
was a fun week. It
It
should
was
be a
Very
lot of fun
fun.
to talk
It was
about.
a very emotional week, to say the least.
It definitely was. It definitely was a charged weekend in the NFL. But let's start on the previous Thursday night in LA with the Minnesota Vikings coming to play the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Chargers with an absolute thrashing 37 to 10, but Carson Wentz season-ending labrum injury. I think JJ McCarthy is expected to start going forward, but this is at least the end of Carson Wentz and the Vikings.
Tough loss for them, but a huge win for the Chargers. They finally got it together on third down. There's been a couple games in a row now where they've been good on third down completion, so this was a good, strong win for them. Good turnaround.
Yeah, kind of just Justin Herbert once again proving that he's kind of growing into his own and kind of becoming the leader that the Chargers have been looking for. And then you have put weapons like Keenan Allen, McConkey, and Johns next to him. Chargers actually could look like a scary playoff team if they continue to do wins like make big wins like this.
And absolutely well said. And I'm excited to see how the Chargers are going to look come December and January when all the money's on the table and they have to play against Big Red for huge stakes games. So I'm excited for that. We'll keep an eye on both of these teams going forward. Let's move to Sunday's slate of games, starting in Atlanta, where the Miami Dolphins decided to wake up and play football against the Atlanta Falcons. Miami came away victorious 34 to 10. Mr. Jon Conti, I got to ask you, is Miami still viable? Are they still alive? Do they still have any hopes, or is it
I
kind of near the
mean,
end?
listen, like they've played such bad football to start off the year, and one win against a somewhat shaky and rocky Falcons teams that I feel like hasn't really figured out what their scheme is yet completely with Kirk Cousins, Penix, who you're really trusting in that. Yeah, the Dolphins snuck away with the win, but honestly, I don't see them really doing much after this win. I think Mike McDaniels is still in the hot seat right now to possibly be fired. Um, they got to really, really pull everyone to. I don't see the Dolphins really doing much with it, so let's see where they can come up after this. After
Oh yeah, CP, what were your thoughts on this one?
I mean, Tua finally woke up, so that's always a plus, right? But again, everybody knows that the common theme with the Dolphins is they only go as far as Tua allows, and it always comes to a fault at that point in Miami. Good, strong win, like Mr. Conti was saying. Atlanta's kind of all over the place. If there is any hope, it starts with a win like this, and you got to make consecutive wins like this.
Absolutely. If any team wants to have hopes to make the playoffs, they got to stack wins now. While it's still, at least everyone still has a chance. But pretty soon, playoff football is going to be coming around the corner, and a lot of teams are not going to make the curve. So we'll have to see how these teams fare going forward. And there's a lot of tough games ahead. But let's move to Baltimore, because again, another team that has to climb the mountain too. My Baltimore Ravens beating the Chicago Bears 30 to 16. This was a game that CP, you and I, we talked about last week, but I'm very glad to see the Ravens finally get a win, other than the Browns. But I got to say, the story of this game was really told through one player. And I got to give shout out to Nate Wiggins, because throughout the first half of the game, Chicago and Caleb, they were targeting him a lot. He was giving up a lot of good yards. And then fourth quarter, 16 to 13, money on the line, came up with a clutch interception, made the adjustment, and it was a very terrific game to see from our defense. But there's still a long, long climb for the Ravens. But CP, what did you make of the Bears out of this one?
You got to accept the floor with the ceiling with these guys, right? Caleb Williams still has the same issues when it's not going well. He hesitates, he throws off his back foot, he doesn't know when to throw the ball away. Those issues are still there with him as a player, even in the other games while they were playing on the same page. So there still needs to be a lot of growth and development from Caleb Williams and that team as a whole. They are, by all rights, they are still a bad team. They are not the team that they are posing to be. They could be. They have a lot of potential. If they stay on the same page and they stay on the right path, but you got to accept these wins and losses as they come. You did not play well against a team that is simply stacked against you, and they are better than you, even with the reserves, and it's just what they are. The Baltimore Ravens are a good football team, even when they're not playing well. The Bears are a bad football team that plays well. The Ravens are a good football team not playing football well at the moment. That's the difference between what happened here.
Very well said, CP. Mr. Conti, any thoughts on this game?
Honestly, I just kind of have to agree with Chris on that. Like he just said, the Ravens are overall a very good team that has just for some reason not been connecting on a lot of cylinders this year so far. But I feel like with Lamar coming back soon, like it'll definitely help out with the spirits overall on the team and make the offense kind of like connect with one another. Once again, like Chris said, this Bears team is still so young and still figuring their team out and what kind of look they want to give out to the world and figuring out who's the number one wide receiver. Are you guys going to trade away DJ Moore and figure out what you're going to do with that? Is Colston Loveland going to be a tight end? How's the defense? Are they going to continue to be a good defense? But like Chris said, I don't see that. As of right now, the Bears are just a team that is coasting through the year and kind of just picking up these small victories where they can. So beating a team like the Ravens, or not beating, would have been very good for them. But like you said, John, the Ravens have a long climb, and it's going to be a fight to get to the top of the AFC, to say the least.
Absolutely. Lamar is supposed to come back this upcoming Thursday against the Miami Dolphins. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's move to Cincinnati, where the New York Jets upset the
Right.
Cincinnati Bengals 39-38 in a very emotionally charged day for Jets fans. But Mr. Conte, I'll let you take the floor on this one, my friend.
Yes, of course. So first off, I'll start by saying rest in peace to one of, if not arguably the best centers of all time, Nick Mangold. Unfortunately, he passed away from kidney failures, kidney complications. Just an overall, I grew up watching Nick Mangold my whole life. I remember him and Sanchez going to the AFC Championship. So very sad day, but very happy to say the least. We did it for Nick. We won the game out of the skin of our teeth. Aaron Glenn finally gets his first win as a head coach, and the energy could have been higher. All I gotta say is it's a bad look on the Bengals. As first off, I'll say that's a bad look on the Bengals to be losing to the 0-7 Jets. As a Jet fan, I truly thought we were going 0-17. I'm glad that we're not. Let's at least go 1-16. All right. So yeah, overall the game very exciting. Justin Fields kind of proving to the real problem of the New York Jets, the owner Woody Johnson, after his comments of the quarterback not being able to make passes. He was able to shut up the naysayers on that and had a pretty good overall game. Offense allowing over 500 yards. That's pretty amazing thing. Defense holding their own. It was definitely a high scoring game. Definitely wasn't a defensive game whatsoever, but still good to see that defensive players like Will McDonald could come in clutch at the end of the game, and players like Cisco all really kind of making the defense kind of build up on this new Aaron Glenn scheme and everything. Brees Hall, I personally think we should not trade him at the deadline. I still think he's a young asset to the Jets that we can maybe continue on. The only player I can see us trading is maybe Jermaine. He can maybe get us a good, solid piece in the future because we have McDonald on the other edge. So right now we are in a huge rebuild, as everyone knows, and trying to tank for the best QB in the draft. But very happy to see that we were able to pull out a win this week against the Bengals. Once again, they're also a very shaky team. They got former Jet quarterback Joe Flacco back there.
Joe Elite.
Joe, you can't spell elite without Joe Flacco.
That's right.
But so yeah, very overall good game. And Brees Hall had an amazing passing touchdown to Mason Taylor. That was beautiful. So yeah, very good week to be a Jet fan. At least so Jets, 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 Jets.
I love it. I love it. CP, what were your thoughts on this one?
Well, it's always good to watch the Bengals lose, but it's always good to watch a team come together and play for more than what's on the field.
Aaron Glenn had nothing left. They had nothing left to lose, so they just put their heart and
Aaron
soul.
Glenn didn't have a say in the matter as to what was happening.
I'm saying the
He's
team has
lost that
nothing to
locker
lose.
room, and we'll get into that. In my opinion, he's lost that locker room, and they're playing in spite of him now. That's my opinion on that, but we will get
I
into
think we're
that.
playing in spite of Woody Johnson.
100%, and we will get
That's
into
who
that
we're playing
too.
in spite of.
Yeah.
100%, and we will get in deeper into that too. But this game was for Nick Mangold and Nick Mangold only. They were able to kick it into a different gear and just grit out a 1-point win. This is a game you like to see from a rebuilding team, but when you're at this point in the year and draft picks are now essential, this is the type of game that fucking pisses you off because you see hope and you're like, please, for the love of fuck, don't give me hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you give me hope and you start winning games and then you lose games late, you just fuck us in draft picks. And that is the scary cycle that's been the New York Jets for the past 40 some odd years.
Oh, trust me, I know that better than anyone.
So we will get into all those other points though, but good strong win for the Jets.
Absolutely. Well said, boys. Well said. I love it. Let's move to Carolina, where the Buffalo Bills just absolutely stuffed the Carolina Panthers 49. Man, CP, I know you and I we were talking Panthers a little while back, but man, what's I thought they were gonna put up somewhat of a fight, but they got beat by the same play 9 times. One play, they got beat 9 times. Crazy.
Well, again, that's just it's the same thing when it comes to the Ravens versus the Bears. The Panthers are simply out of the league of the Bills. They just are in two different tier classes of skill level, whether they're playing well or not. The Bills on their worst day are better than the Panthers on their best day. And the Bills were on their best day this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So them on their best day versus the Panthers on their best day, this is probably what you get.
Well said. Mr. Conti, do you still see the Bills as really top contenders, as the top contenders in the AFC?
But yes, I do definitely think that Bills are for sure one of the top teams in the AFC. It's hard to obviously root for them being in the same division as them, but right now you have teams like the Colts, the Patriots, the Bills all fighting for that top seed in the AFC. And I mean, listen, the Bills putting up this type of performance against the Panthers, is it a shocker? No, not really. Like people expect Josh Allen to be good and carry his team. So overall, just another dominant performance by the Bills, just proving that they're a good team. And the Panthers, like Bryce Young has shown flashes of him possibly being something, but he's not. I don't see him being a franchise player that you could truly rely on, like to carry your team. They're just a very dysfunctional organization once again, like the Jets and the Saints and all the bottom tier teams this year. So got to see more improvement out of all sides of the ball for the Panthers for me to even say that they're somewhat decent.
Hey, very well said. And sometimes, sometimes it's best just not to overthink it. The Bills are just
Yeah.
better than the Panthers.
It's
Simple
just
as
that
that.
easy.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
Now, sometimes it's not that easy because we have a game like the San Francisco 49ers coming to play the Houston Texans, and the Texans beating the 49ers 26-15. I don't know what to make of either of these. Like, the 49ers are so banged up, but yet the Houston Texans have been so inept on offense. It's
I just
been
say this is just like a very confusing game overall. Like it's just two very confusing teams.
It is. It really has, with very confusing seasons of how they met this past Sunday, and it's weird. CP, do you see anything? Did you see anything in particular that stood out to you in this game?
This whole like you guys are just saying it right. The whole game was just confusing.
Yeah.
Mac Jones can play really good football. The Texans have been deflated all year. I feel like they've been deflated since that Tank Dell injury. That is almost an impossible injury to overcome. But that offense showing a breath of life against a defense that still knows how to play even though they're hurt. They're playing way man down again. I'm pretty sure they have 7 or 8 players on the IR, most of which are on defense again.
That's that Robert Saleh defense right there.
Right. Fucking send it. That's really his mantra of defense is fucking send it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. It's a tough call with these two teams. It's just you don't know what to make of them.
And it's funny too because it's hard. You could say that about every team, right? Because every team, no team is winless now. Every team has a win, and someone got bullied one day and then had to take their lumps the next. And so it's very tough to predict what's going to happen next in the NFL.
The fact that the Niners are even 5-3 right now, let me just say, with like Chris just said, the fact that how when you said like 8-9 players on the IR, and the fact that they're 5-3.
Yep.
In this position, very confusing how they're in this type of place. But anyway, I digress.
Hey, they're still alive in that NFC West, man, and it's still anyone's game in the NFC West.
Yep.
Let's move back to the AFC, where we had the Cleveland Browns take on the New England Patriots, and the Patriots getting the win 32-13. Myles Garrett having a career day, having 5 sacks against Drake May, but it was not enough. Mr. Conti, I got to ask you, my friend, what's it like as a Jets fan seeing the rise of the Patriots this year? What is that like?
Hold up. What's it
I
like
thought it
seeing
was
them
over.
rise to power just 5 years after they were fucking
I
unbelievable
thought it
again?
was over. Fucking retiring Bill Belichick. Fucking, it was a beautiful moment. I thought we were finally done with the stupid fucking Patriots. But they somehow find a way to become good again. It's Drake May is, I only like Drake May because he's in my dynasty league, so that's the only reason why I like him. But oh my god, their team is so good. For Mike Vrabel is such a good head coach. He is a player's coach that fucking gets down in the trenches with the boys and really shows what a team can be when you fucking want heart and grit. Any coach that's looking to become a head coach, look at Mike Vrabel as a good inspiration on how to turn a team around because this Patriots team is something else. Like you upgrade your offensive line and make them amazing. Drake May's becoming the quarterback that you drafted him and expected him to be. There's Stephon Diggs. I mean, he's putting in the work. I feel like there's no real clear like wide receiver one. Like I feel like Stephon's definitely taking an older kind of step back. I mean, you got Booty, you got is Hunter Henry on the Patriots or is he
Yeah,
not?
no, he's still
Yeah,
on.
you
He's still on
got
there.
Henry. He's still on there. Like you have weapons and you have a good offensive line, and the defense is just as good. So like, it sucks that the Patriots. I'd rather the Bills just keep being good. It sucks that the Patriots got to be good again.
It's like the fucking football gods looked down and they saw the Chiefs have been good for too long and they were like,
Let's be
we
the
got to do
Patriots.
something. Let's make the fucking Patriots good again. We got to make someone fucking take it away from them. Why not the Patriots again? Never once did they think it's only been fucking 5 years. Maybe that wound is still scabbed over for some fucking people. Ain't nobody want a good Bills, Colts, and Chiefs team in one fucking season. That shit ain't fucking fair. By the way, the Chargers are great too.
That is very true.
Fucking great. We're back in 2007.
Yes, we are. Philip Rivers, Eli, Tom Brady, and Big Ben all leading the charge,
And Peyton.
and Peyton.
It's a wild race in the AFC right now, and it's very interesting to see the Patriots kind of be ahead of schedule in their development. But like you said, like Mike Vrabel's a great head coach, and he can really turn the team around. Hell, he turned Tennessee around when he got the head coaching job there. So I think being a former Patriot, understanding the locker room, understanding the culture, it's huge. And it really resonates with how the team is playing. And it's really interesting to see how well they're playing. And goddamn, man, we'll probably see them come January playing some games, but it's just a matter of
It's an
who
Unfortunately,
and
ugly
what
sound.
seed.
I just
Such an ugly
hate it.
sound.
Like I like any other team. Truly, any other team. Like I would have accepted. Like
It's so ugly.
any other team.
It's going to be ugly to see a Chiefs logo and a Patriots logo in the same AFC playoff bracket.
Yo, if that
Again.
happens, I might
Again.
actually throw up.
It's going to happen. What do you mean if? It's going to happen.
I
They're
know that.
both
I
going to
listen. I
be
already know the
playoff bound.
scripts. The script's written already. I know the fucking Chiefs love the refs. Love the Chiefs once again. But I'll wait till we get to the actual Chiefs game. But, hey, anyway.
Again, a lot to unpack with a lot of different teams, but it's been very interesting to see the rise of the Patriots. But let's move to Philadelphia, where we had a very emotional game between the Giants and the Eagles getting the win 38-20, but that really wasn't the story of the game. Cam Scadaboo goes out with an ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken, and he is out for the year. He just had surgery recently, but man, it was one of those deflating injuries. But CP, I know you probably have a lot to say on this, but what were your thoughts on this?
I have a lot of thoughts on this game. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the box score, you're like, damn, the Eagles blew out the Giants. But then you go back and you look and you see just everything that happened leading up to that as well. And you want to talk about favored by the referees this past week? The amount of controversial no calls that were taken during that game for the Eagles offense, up to and including that injury that was an illegal hip drop tackle that was not taken, that the flag was not called on. That was a hip drop tackle, and it dislocated his ankle, and that man now has permanent hardware in his ankle. He has 2 plates and 4 screws in his ankle now because of that. So now thinking about that and then wanting him to come back after therapy, that kid's career, at this point in my mind is on the line at the moment. I understand they have the best rehabs and everything. Permanent hardware is a different conversation because now it's what are the residual effects of your body having titanium inside of it? Is it going to take? Do you have to get multiple surgeries? Can you walk without a limp? If you can't walk, you can't play football. Simple as that. As of this moment, consider Cam Scadaboo's career up in the air. They're saying they expect him to be back by next summer. I wouldn't take that one very, very fully.
Hey, that was again very well said, Mr. Conti. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no. I just truly think that overall, what Cam Scadaboo was doing for this game was definitely going back to what brought me to become an NFL fan was that true nitty gritty down in the trenches kind of tackling and absolute killer mentality that Cam Scadaboo had. And just to see him go down with such a horrific injury, like CP just said, like this man's whole career is going to be changed forever now because of this. And you don't know the wear and tear on his body might come back to haunt him. And I don't know. It's just so upsetting to see such a great, like, prospering player as a rookie. The Giants have such an exciting team with Dart coming in, really giving them a spark of energy, and it really deflated the team as a whole to see Cam Scadaboo. You saw all the love that he was getting once he was getting carted off the field,
Mm-hmm.
and see the reaction from all the players on the sidelines. Just see how upset he was to leave.
Even in
It's just,
Philly, even the Philly
yeah,
fans were
yeah.
going nuts for him. He set the tone for the entire league. He took a lot. His injury took a lot of wind out of the sails of this year.
Cam Scadaboo is what is good about football. Right?
He was the gas pedal of this year. We like the energy that we felt going into this year was he was at the helm of that. So moving forward, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw a bunch of teams pump the brakes on just how free they are in the middle of the numbers when it comes to physicality and whatnot. That's going to set a lot of teams back in terms of physicality and toughness. They saw that and they were trying to match the energy, and then they saw him go down, and it's like, whoa, we forgot how real this game can get.
Yeah.
That's what that was. That was a reality check.
We wish nothing but the best for Cam Scadaboo and hope that you have a very safe and healthy recovery this offseason. Let's move to New Orleans, where we had Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the New Orleans Saints 23-3. Baker MVP? Question mark. Is that still
I'm not gonna lie, I was really about to say all I got for you is three letters.
MVP?
MVP.
It's hard to say no right now that Baker Camp isn't a front runner. It's
And
hard
even
to say
listen,
he
and I
isn't.
get it. It's a deflated Saints team that is probably nowhere near anywhere to being a good team whatsoever. They're really switching their quarterback league this week. We'll get to that obviously, but to see where Baker has come, like in his career, going from the Browns being really iffy, people not believing in him anymore, being on a freak, going to Carolina with Sam Darnold, two quarterbacks that are now amazing quarterbacks in the leagues. The fact
Mhm.
that both the Panthers had both those players on your team and didn't keep either of them, it's
Yeah.
upsetting. But to see the way that he's become such a leader in Tampa Bay, it literally is. Also, I'm not gonna lie, Baker Mayfield, guy like Cam Scadaboo, just really brings amazing, good energy to football. Like
Mhm.
he's that guy that gets you excited to wanna play a game and fucking just absolutely go wild. He's absolute GOAT right now for me. MVP. Buccaneers are a great team. Abuka hopefully coming back from injury, I think soon. Yeah, so he should be
Hopefully, I think
back.
like a few more weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
he's
two,
coming.
three
Should be
weeks or so.
back. Just all the whole team as a whole. Mike Evans when he does. I mean, he's got out, but everything. But Kate Allen, Sterling Shepard, all the even what he's doing with such a deflated offensive right now is even more for a case for MVP.
It should be. You would think that that value in a player would show what you can do with less.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You would hope because at that point he would be one of the outmost front runners right now.
Look at why Josh Allen won MVP after Stephon Diggs left the Buffalo Bills because he proved that he doesn't need amazing players. He is the guy who makes the players around him better.
And he also cut his interceptions in half.
Hey, it's hard to see Baker anything other than an MVP. But like you guys said, doing more with less really proves your value to the team, right? When you step up, but not only you step up, but you step up in a big way. It everyone notices, and everyone has noticed the tremendous leadership Baker has demonstrated throughout the year, and that not only resonates not only in Tampa Bay, but throughout the rest of the league. And it's really great to see him find a home in Tampa.
Truly, it really is. Gotta love Baker.
It's funny because our next guy, Mr. Daniel Jones, Mr. Indiana Jones, must have found a
Indiana
nice
Jones.
home in Indianapolis because the Colts beat the Titans 38-14. I think everyone expected that. But again, just seeing how well he fits in Indianapolis kind of reminds me of Baker and Tampa because, again, they're just a good fit for the coach and the culture of that organization.
Let me just say, we're talking about MVPs right now. Someone that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about for MVP that they should be, Mr. Jonathan Taylor on the Indianapolis Colts.
Well, if the MVP wasn't an undecided quarterback of the year award,
I know
then
that's
yes,
the unfortunate part.
you know,
That's why I'm saying
100%.
no one's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I agree with you. He is the engine that makes that offense move, and Daniel Jones is the navigator of that fucking machine. You know, they are, and they move as a unit, and it's fun to watch. I do want to see after this bye week, though, because after the bye week, it really does them no favors. You know, not saying the beginning of the year did them favors because it was first year with a new quarterback, but the back end definitely supersedes the front end of their year. You know, they have us, the Falcons, in a bye week, and then after that, it's a bunch of really tough football teams and the Texans, which is still divisional games.
And the
It's gonna be their
Jags.
time. Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be their time to prove that if they are truly the number one seed in the AFC.
You know, you have 4 divisional games after your bye week. That is a tall ask for any team.
Yeah, and I believe they also play the Chiefs at some point too. So again,
Right directly
going-
after their bye week.
Yep. So it's going to be tough. But if the Colts are that team that they have proven themselves to be throughout the year, they're going to need to continue that against tougher opponents. And I think we're really in for some good football if Indianapolis is that team.
Yeah.
So let's move to Denver, where we had the Dallas Cowboys and the Denver Broncos, but it was all Broncos all day. 44-24 was the final, but it was not even close. It was just Denver beating up on that Cowboys defense tremendously. Dak had a couple interceptions. Broncos took advantage. But man, Broncos look like strong contenders in the AFC West and in the AFC in general.
Broncos country, let's run.
Yeesh. Listen, the Broncos are really making a fucking strong run this year. That defense is on pace to become the best defense to ever touch the football field. And that's a fucking tall order to go out and outshine the 1984 Chicago Bears. When it comes, they're on pace for 70 some odd sacks this year. Still, right now, they're on pace for like 72 sacks. A couple weeks ago, it was like 77 or some shit. They're still on pace to match the 1984 Chicago Bears. They are lethal.
Truly insane. Like you said, you're talking about one of the greatest, probably the greatest defense of all time, and you're putting up numbers close to that. Like
you're on pace to match them right now in 2025.
This Broncos team is truly something that is turning into a beautiful sign of a team that have had to truly rebuild. Bo Nix is growing into his own. He's got weapons around him. Not gonna lie, it's always good to see the Cowboys also lose too. Talking about defenses, we go from talking about one of the best defenses to one of the worst defenses. So literally probably the worst defense in the league.
It's definitely down there. I know at least the Ravens for the first couple weeks had a strong contention of the worst defense in the league. Man, if that Dallas Cowboys team, man, if only they had like a great pass rusher to kind of shore up the edge.
I wonder who that could have been.
I don't know, man.
They were in trade talks for Max Crosby at some point, and that went out the window.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but
I think they should. I think they should call up Green Bay. I think like there's a player on Green Bay that would really fit their.
I heard Green Bay just got a stud from like a bullshitly ran team.
Yeah,
right. And I think that stud player is Micah Parsons. Who really
that's right. He was a Cowboy.
That's right. Right.
Fuck.
But not only is he on the Packers, but he helped the Packers get the win over the Steelers on Sunday.
Great transition, John, by the way.
I try, man. I try. Packers beating the Steelers 35-25. Man, again, this was supposed to be the Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Palmer's trying to meditate right now.
Welcome to my world, Palmer.
And I know we're going to talk a lot more Steelers because, again, the Steelers have a very interesting matchup with the Colts next week. So
John, remember last time I came on here and Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the New York Jets?
Let him
He's
have
not
it.
my problem.
You can have it.
He's not my fucking problem.
I know.
He's not my problem. That's the bad part. He's not the fucking problem here. We'll get it. All right. I'm not doing it now. I'm not doing it now.
Don't worry. But yeah,
We
we'll
will
wait.
do it
We'll
after.
wait.
I see the
I'm
vein
not doing
coming
it
out
now.
right.
Here, let John. I'll let Chris get to the. So overall, Packers looking like an amazing team. Adding Micah Parsons, probably one of the best, craziest trades of this generation. No one expected it to happen. Packers truly looking like a really good football team, good NFL that they could get far in the league in the playoffs. Jordan Love is taking the reins from Aaron Rodgers as he did a couple years ago, really showing that he could be the quarterback that they could depend on. Still don't know who the wide receiver one is in that locker room. I know you got Matthew Golden, who you just drafted as a rookie. He's kind of still needs to grow into his own. You got Jalen Reed. He's on
Mhm.
injured right now, so you got a lot of question marks on who the wide receiver one is. Josh Jacobs, absolute stud of a running back. Absolute every year he's always great. Great signing of them. But yeah, overall Packers looking like a more dominant team than the Steelers. All I'll say is on the Steelers is they need to figure out their defense. I don't know what they're doing on that part of end of the ball. Jalen Ramsey looks like a fucking shell of himself of what he used to be. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say too much because I know Chris is about to go crazy on them on his own team.
Oh, there's a crash out coming. I knew it was coming this year too. I called it in the off season when we were recording that there was a fucking crash out coming this year.
I will say, uh, Green Bay Packers sit atop the NFC 5-1-1, and I'm very interested to see how the Packers are going to look come January. Interesting game. CP, any quick thoughts on this one before the crash out happens?
No, because everything's gonna fucking tangent in,
Fair.
and no.
Just what? Yeah, do you like the Packers? Yes or no? Good team? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think they're a
All right,
great
good.
team. Devon, please.
Okay, we'll move on to the final
I have a
game.
Let's
lot of
move
shit to
on.
get off my chest with that
We'll
fucking
move
team.
on.
We got one last game, and that is the Washington Commanders just getting stuffed by the Kansas City Chiefs, 28-7. But again,
That's another one.
like you were alluding to earlier, Mr. Conti, the refs really, really like the Chiefs again.
I swear, John, every year it's the same script. It's like we were talking about before with the Patriots. Every year with the Chiefs, they hold their hand. I wasn't even here the week that they versed the Lions, the Chiefs. That touchdown that they called back on Jared Goff was the most absurd thing I've ever seen in my life. How are you gonna wait 2 minutes and then call a flag? Like that's just not how it works. But the Chiefs once again being dominant team. Pat Mahomes being Pat Mahomes. I hate Taylor Swift. I hate Kelsey. I hate the Chiefs as a whole. The Commanders need to really truly step it up if they want to be a playoff team. Jaden Daniels is kind of in a sophomore, I would say like a sophomore slump. I mean, if you want to say that about him, like he's kind of not what he's was expected to be coming into the year, in my opinion. But I feel like if they get Terry back, like truly, I know he's out for this upcoming game. But if they get him back, the offense is still a solid, really good offense. Overall, good team, but they need to just kind of figure it out.
Well said. CP, any thoughts on this one?
The fucking Chiefs woke up, and it's not cool.
I hate it.
The
I know.
fucking Chiefs woke up. Again, we've been saying it for a couple of years now. It's not who you play; it's when you play them.
Mhm.
And the Chiefs are now that team where they're gonna flip that switch in the middle of the year. It's just like the Patriots were when they were at their peak. They're gonna flip the switch in the middle of the year when everyone's been going full throttle since the beginning, and they've been riding in third gear up until now. The weather's about to turn. It's a little bit colder, where teams are now starting to unintentionally hit the brakes a little bit. They're now going to put the foot on the gas, and they're going to put the pressure on teams. And now you're going to start seeing not the Chiefs of old. It's going to be the death by thousand cuts Chiefs again, where they're going to start breaking teams down for 4 quarters again. And they're going to do it at their pace, and their pace is going to get quicker and quicker and quicker, leading to December to when they will be at full strength come playoffs. They will be at full strength, full speed, and they're going to be like, try and stop us now. That is who this Chiefs team is now. We watched it happen before our very eyes this year.
Oh, yeah. And Chiefs have a very great game coming up against their rivals in the Buffalo Bills. That should be a great game to look forward to, and I can't wait to also unpack that one. But man, what a lot of great games this past week. There were so many great games this week, and I'm glad we got to recap them all. Man, I just want to just start unboxing all of our teams, man. We got some really a lot of things to say about our teams, but Mr. Conti, I know you came on here to talk some Jets, my friend. The Jets are on their bye week, so the saving grace is they're not going to lose this week. But Mr. Conti, I want to get your thoughts on the Jets, but I want to ask you real quick, what were your expectations for the Jets going into this year?
My expectations were 4-13,
Yep.
5-12. Those were my expectations. I knew going into the year we were not going to be a good team. Everyone had question marks about Justin Fields coming off the Steelers. Is he going to be a good quarterback? And I'd say a lot of the majority of Jet fans were excited to have Justin Fields come onto the team and really kind of show what he's got as a young quarterback, mobile quarterback, something we've truly never had, or at least to the level that Justin Fields can run the ball. But I didn't expect it to be going this bad as it is. Aaron Glenn right now isn't proving that he can be a good head coach in the league. Yes, he sneaked away with the win this week, but that was by the only glory of Nick Mangold from the heavens blessing this team on this win this past week. Like I was alluding to before, the real true problem in my eyes comes from the top down, and it starts with Woody Johnson. Ever since this man has owned this team, we have been bad. It has not been fun to watch the Jets for 16 years. The last time the Jets were in the playoffs, I was in middle school, and I am now 26 years old. It has been nothing but misery, and I would say that this year so far has been one of the worst years, if not the worst year as a Jets fan. You guys might have seen that funny meme on after the loss to forgot which team, but a kid he was like, "Yeah, I hate this team. Like I
Yeah,
was
I
born
saw it
into
when they were
this.
leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'll
leaving,
always be a
but
Jet
this
fan,
hurts.
but I hate this team."
That was against the
I felt,
Panthers.
yeah, out of all teams, the Panthers, who's probably they're just as bad as us.
The Panthers
Like,
beat them 13-6 in the
like
MetLife.
I felt that kid's pain, and I've been feeling that pain longer than he has. And I guarantee you, there are Jet fans that are older than me that have been feeling this pain even longer than me. It's been heartbreak after heartbreak, and listen, the trade deadline is next week. There have been a lot of talks recently about the Jets and possible trade candidates, trade pieces, Brees Hall and Jermaine Johnson being the top two. Obviously, the team should be hearing other teams out for offers. My opinion, I don't think Brees Hall should go for anything less than a second or third.
Mhm.
And Jermaine, I could take a third or a fourth. But other than that, we have to truly truly tank, but I'm glad we got our one win in this week. And we have to figure out what we're doing as a whole.
Mhm.
Number one needs to be Woody Johnson needs to sell this team. And until that happens, it's the same old Jets every year. Every year it's the same old Jets. Because just bad owning of an organization. You saw it with the Washington Commanders when they sold their team. You saw it with the Lions when they sold their team. Like both all these teams, once they sell, figure it out at least more than they have been for the countless years that they've been bad. So, something else I was going to mention, I think we just traded away, before this podcast started, we traded away Michael Carter II, the cornerback, to the Eagles for John Mechie, the wide receiver on the Eagles. Very small trade, I know, but I mean, listen, Jets could always use another good wide receiver or decent wide receiver. So yeah, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on my team?
CP, I'll let you take the reins on this first.
The Jets fucking hurt me. They hurt me.
As a football watcher, they just hurt me.
It's like they fucking piss me off because I like their defense, right? I've always liked the Williams brothers. I liked CJ Mosley when he played there. I believe he's not there anymore. I think Sauce Gardner is good. I don't think he's great. I think if he was put in a different system, he'd be better. But I think he's...
As all Jets players usually do.
No, because the Williams brothers, they are a good fit as Jets. They look good in a Jets uniform.
Yeah.
I see Sauce Gardner elsewhere. I don't know where else I see him elsewhere. I see the Williams brothers continuing to be the franchise duo for the Jets defense. Aaron Glenn comes in, and I like Aaron Glenn, but it's always a coin flip when a coordinator goes to head coach, whether it'll work or not. Being a new head coach going to a desperate franchise with a very impatient owner, you get a quarterback with Justin Fields. Now, again, my heart goes out to him because he has had a tough bout when it comes to a football career as a quarterback. He is now on his third team. He is on, I believe it's his 8th or his 9th coach now in 3 teams. That is horrible when it comes to development for a quarterback. Now, I understand he is not playing well for the Jets. He does have to hold some accountability for that. Can you blame him for regressing? Really? Can you blame him for regressing? and not being able to pick up a playbook when he's been thrown 9 from 3 different teams in this is what, year 5, maybe
Yep.
6. 6 would probably be pushing it. I think it's year 5.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
like year 5.
You're going through a coach and a half a year, meaning that you've had coaches fired in the middle of the season in Chicago
Multiple times too,
multiple
not just
times.
one. Yeah.
Multiple times. So
Mhm.
my heart goes out to Justin Fields. But in Aaron Glenn's direction, he lost that team in week 1, and I've been saying that since it happened. Since he fired that young man from special teams who made that bad fumble and lost you guys the game against Pittsburgh,
Gibson.
since cutting him, this team has been different. They're playing scared. They're afraid to make mistakes because they're afraid to lose their jobs. And it showed. Cue in the unfortunate passing of Nick Mangold. They found something else to play for. They found someone else to play for. It's not the fucking owner. It's not the head coach. They played for the legacy of Nick Mangold. So where does that leave the head coach and the owner? This team is now playing in spite of them. And that's very unfortunate to see because Aaron Glenn could be a very good head coach. But like you said, shit flows downhill. So Woody Johnson, he's making bonehead fucking short-nosed decisions leading to Aaron Glenn having to fucking rule with some type of iron fist and make his presence known that he's going to stay here as a Jets coach. I don't think he survives the rest of the year because of that. Because this team is talented and is ready to win games, but because he's trying to rule it like this, probably because he's so high strung from Woody Johnson making bonehead fucking decisions, Aaron Glenn will probably see himself out of a job by the end of this year.
I wouldn't put it past him if that actually did happen. I truly wouldn't. This, like you just said, he's he's ruling with an iron fist, which I, as a Jet fan, you have to like appreciate a little bit, but you can see where that can go wrong, especially with a guy like Woody Johnson being the overhead watcher who has on multiple occasions as a owner shown that he likes to interfere with the team when that is not your job. Your job is to be an owner. I was about to say, Chris, what is that? What does this sound like? Ooh, a first time defensive minded coordinator becoming a head coach with the first time GM bringing in a young quarterback. What does it sound like? Oh yeah, it sounds like Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas and Zach Wilson. This same exact playbook has been done before for the Jets. We brought in good minded coordinators that we think are going to be good. That we think we have all faith in. They draft good players. Good players come in with the oversight of a guy like Woody Johnson, the coaches and players start to play scared and start to not want to play for this team anymore, basically.
Well, there's always
It's
one
just
big difference because you've seen that formula work in other franchises. I don't mean to cut you off. Like you look
yeah, you
back when a young Mike Tomlin, who was a defensive coordinator and linebacker coach over in Minnesota, comes to Pittsburgh and becomes the head coach, and then they draft a young quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. But now
but once
because the Rooneys have patience, that is what is missing here. That is the missing formula. Is the Jets owner has zero fucking patience, and that seems to be the running theme for all fucking New York branded sports.
that's what I
Every
was gonna yeah.
single owner doesn't have a fucking lick of patience.
It's always win now.
Gotta win now, so we're gonna fucking throw every single person that we get and put him in 100%, play him hurt, and then trade him for bait. And rinse and repeat, try again.
It's exactly what's been happening ever since Woody Johnson has been the owner of the New York Jets. You have faith in someone, then it doesn't happen right away, and he just rinse and repeat. Who's the one bringing in these head coaches thinking that they're going to be good? It's Woody Johnson. He's the one who's making these decisions on who's the players and coaches and executives to make this team a good football team. It's Woody Johnson making the decisions. Woody Johnson is not a good decision maker. He needs to sell this team. End of story. That's where I stand right now with the New York Jets. Is we need to continue to tank, and things won't change until Woody Johnson is out of there.
Alvin, your thoughts?
I mean, you're both correct. I'm not going to disagree on any of those points because, as we discussed prior, last year when you came on the show, we were really talking about Woody Johnson a lot because of again his decision making, and it's been a year later, and nothing's really changed with the Jets. I think to me what scares me is that it doesn't feel like they have a plan. It feels like this is a transition year for the Jets. And everyone felt like, yeah, this is like you said, your expectations were low for the Jets. Just kind of tank and kind of see where it goes to. But I don't think they have a plan for next year. I think that if they did, then Aaron Glenn's job wouldn't necessarily be as hot as it is. He wouldn't be on the hot seat. if they were willing to develop Aaron Glenn and be like, okay, let's see your plan for 3 years, and let's see if you establish a culture with the team, an identity with the team, and see where your vision goes. But as you said before, Woody Johnson is impatient. And I don't think he will give Aaron Glenn that time. And it's like, this is a transition year, but transition to what? To another season of this? Poor football? Played by players that have an immense amount of potential to them, but will never be put in the right positions by their staff above them. And it's a shame because, again, there's that faith and that hope that you see occasionally from the Jets where it's like, oh, they can be good. They put up 39 points this week and got a win over the Bengals, who beat the Steelers. So it's like, again, parity just keeps going on throughout the season. But the expectation of the Jets being good, again, it's low. But like you said before, for as long as Woody Johnson's going to hold this team, he's going to hold this team back. And it's a shame because the Jets fans deserve more because they've invested their entire lives into this franchise. They are born into this, and they don't need to be suffering every Sunday and every week. Again, they're on the bye week this week. This is a little bit of reprieve from Jets football, which is
It's gonna
sad.
feel good to watch football this week. It's
Yeah,
gonna feel really good to actually watch football.
exactly, and not be emotionally tormented by your team every week where it's like, oh, maybe we can win, and then it just sucked out of you like in an instant. In an absolute like
Mhm.
heartbreaker, right? I think for me, it's the responsibility of ownership is to make sure everyone is accountable for what they are doing. And clearly, obviously, no one's going to hold Woody Johnson accountable because he accounts to no one. He's at the top, right? But when an owner cares and an owner is invested in the team, it shows. And I know I said this a little bit earlier off air when we were talking, but the detail and the change of ownership, at least with the Colts, and from Jim Irsay to his daughter Carly Irsay Gordon, has changed life in Indianapolis. And she was seen on the sidelines every single game, taking notes, trying to learn what everyone's responsibility, not just the players. She even said it's like when you look at a catch, and I'm paraphrasing her quote, but oh, when you look at a player make a catch, it's like, oh yeah, he missed the catch, but did he? Was he put in the right positions to make that? Was he put in the best position to succeed at what he does? And she's finding that out about the Colts. And it's a shame that Woody Johnson is not as invested as someone who just got this job a couple months ago. When Woody Johnson's had this franchise 4 years. And 4 years, it's been the same. Again, we've said this before on the podcast and we'll continue to say it again. The decisions made by the executives up top directly correlates to what we see on the field every Sunday.
100%.
Yep.
And again, it's a shame because again, you don't deserve to be in pain, my friend. I know you don't.
It's such misery every Sunday. I swear. Like I get home from work every Sunday morning thinking that oh maybe it'll be a different thing. Nope. Like I said, I'm happy that we got our one win out of the way just so we can say that we didn't go 0 wins out of the year. But it's just such pain to have to be a fan of this team. Like you said, I was born into it. And I won't change, but god damn, this team hurts me every single week, and we truly deserve so much better.
I would hope my question to Woody Johnson, and I know he's never going to watch this, but my question to him is what's the plan towards? What are we planning towards? And if it's I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. It's then you clearly don't have a plan. Because come end of January, February, March, there needs to be a plan for September, October, November already in place. And if it's not, then you've already failed that organization. And I'm just going to quickly, at least for the rest of this season, I'm just going to quickly just go through their games. You play the Browns after the bye week. Then the Patriots, the Ravens, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Jags, the Saints, the Patriots again, and the Bills. That's
All tough teams.
I
pretty
think
tough.
I think the only team that
The
you
Saints.
said that I could see us beating are the Saints. That's
Yes.
the only team.
And maybe the Browns.
Maybe the Browns. I'm not even gonna lie, not even the Browns. Dylan Gabriel and Quinshon Junkins, if he's back, they're gonna have to fucking whoop our ass.
It's not going to look good for the rest of the year. But again, if they have if you end the season 2-15, right, and you know your draft position, you better be doing your goddamn homework for that fucking draft class. That's all I gotta say. It's like you better be doing your fucking homework. Look at college football to see. It's like, look, clearly, no, like I don't think anyone in the Jets organization or even Jets fans want to see Justin Fields next year. It's not that maybe it is his fault. It's not his fault, but again, I don't think anyone in the Jets organization wants to see him next year. Again, transitional year. If they are to go a quarterback, you got to get it right. And I know that's easier said than done, but they've got it
And
wrong
historically, the Jets
so
are
many
not good
times.
at
Well,
taking quarterbacks.
well, you got to remember they signed him to a 3-year deal, so it's not going to be a one and done with him. So unless
He ain't
they
going to be playing
find
next year
they
for the Jets.
Well,
they have
I'll say is it was a 2-year deal, so it's this
Mm.
year and then next year, and then that's
He's
it.
going to be on that bench, my friend. He's going to be sitting pretty on that bench next year.
well, then they better hope that they don't win too many more games, or else they're going to fuck themselves out of prime spot for a
What do
quarterback.
you mean? We're going 10-7. We're making barely squeaking by in the playoffs.
I think we have a
10-7. Real teams like to get out of the trenches. Real teams like to get out of the trenches.
That's
Yeah,
right.
but what about when you dug your own trench?
That is also very true. We're not the best.
It ain't. It ain't. What is it?
What?
It's honest work.
It's honest.
honest work.
It's hard work, but it's honest work.
Right.
Mr. Conti, I got to ask you, what is your hope for next season with the Jets?
My hope for next season is one, Woody Johnson. All right, I was about to say something very messed up, but I'm going to say Woody Johnson finally realizes that is no longer fit to be an NFL owner and decides to sell the team. That's one. Two, somehow, some way, find a franchise quarterback that we can truly start rebuilding. Because we have, like Chris has said, we have a lot of good pieces that on paper can mesh together under the right coaching and right system and right ownership. This Jets team can be good. Like, we're not that far off. Like, we truly aren't. It's
But
like
you
you
are.
said, I know that's the thing, is every year we're not that off, but we always are at the same time. It's once again, going back to this team just needs to get sold and then we'll see things possibly change.
That's the only place. That's the only thing that puts you guys in the step in the right
Yeah.
direction.
That's what I'm saying. What do I see for this team? This team needs to get sold.
I mean, ego's a hell of a thing, and Woody Johnson's got a lot of it. So I don't think he's going to relinquish power
Yeah, he
anytime
does.
soon. But
I'm all I'll say too, lastly, is that was a great game by Justin Fields just to rub it right in Woody Johnson's face. Like, eat your goddamn words.
pretty much, I will say two final things I want to say. One name that we got to mention is, and I'm going to mispronounce his last name, Darren McGoy, their new GM. That's
Darren
their
Muji.
Okay, yeah. I hope Woody Johnson gives this man time and patience to be the GM and gives him enough power to make those important decisions come the offseason. And I had to do a little research on him. He was 13 years with the Broncos in various different positions, so he's loyal. And that seems to be a good asset when running an organization. It's like you want to make sure that you have the team's best interest in mind. So I hope that he's able to make a difference for this team. Last thing I want to say, interesting stat, Jets don't have an interception at all this year so far.
I'm glad you brought that up.
0.
Justin Fields, I think, is the only quarterback in the NFL with over 150 passing attempts and 0 interceptions.
I'm talking about the defense has 0 interceptions.
Oh,
Their defense
okay.
But
Yeah,
you're
no,
right, though. But you are right. But their defense has not intercepted it at all this year.
I think the Jets only have one takeaway in all 8 games.
They have a -9 turnover differential.
Yep.
They average 21 points a game, and their defense gives up 27 points a game. That's just not winning football.
I'm not gonna lie though. I did see something too. If this year, if 1-score games were reversed, the Jets would be 5-3 right now.
Oh my god.
So yeah, enough of my Jets. Enough of this talk of this team.
I know. Chris Palmer's been itching to talk his Steelers right.
He's itching
right
for this team.
So Steelers play the Colts this upcoming week. Very interesting matchup. CP, What are your thoughts on the Steelers, my friend?
Rogers, discount double check.
Mr. Rogers.
So- I'm going to try and get through this whole thing without yelling. I promise you I'm going to try.
I'm gonna try.
So,
No promises made.
Mr. Conti,
Yes.
I don't know if you watched earlier this year. I think it was week 4, I did a backtrack from week 1 to then on the yards per game that our defense was allowing. So, from week 1 to 4, let me get the page up real quick.
I actually have what they
Week
have
one.
so far up to this point.
So do I. Don't worry. We'll get there.
You guys with your written notes, I love it. Especially for this team, I love it.
Week 1, 394 yards. Week 2, 395 yards. Week 3, 169 yards. Week 4, 172 yards. Bye week 5. Week 6, 148 yards. Week 7, 170 yards. Week 8, 4. I did the math. We are averaging 386 yards against per game. Remember how we were talking about we don't know how low the Dallas defense is? I know how low the Steelers defense is. We are ranked 30.
All right, so they're 29.
Who, Cowboys?
Cowboys
Yeah.
are 31,
Yeah,
actually.
we're 30.
They're actually 31, so those are 30th, and the Ravens sit at 27. So
Right.
we're not that far behind you.
Okay, so but with that being said, we are the 30th ranked defense. We are the most expensive defense, and it's not close. So let's take a dive down that road, shall we?
Let's do it. Lead us away.
TJ Watt, your contract is $123 million. You have 31 tackles and 4 sacks. Cam Hayward, your contract is $45 million. You have an opportunity to make $18 million this year after a rework. You have 26 tackles and a sack and a half. Jalen Ramsey, your contract is $84 million motherfucking dollars. You have 30 tackles and 2 sacks. You are the second highest sack tackler on our team. You are a fucking safety. Cornerback. Sorry, you're a fucking cornerback. Patrick Queen, that's off to you, my friend. You are playing out of your fucking head. You have 51 tackles this year. You have 51 tackles, 1 sack. 1 motherfucking sack. You fucking people combined have 5.5, 7, 8.5 sacks. For how much motherfucking money? You allowed Jordan Love to complete 20 consecutive passes after the first drop. 20 consecutive at home in prime time. The second half was one of the most embarrassing defensive outings I've ever seen in my fucking life. Never in my life have I ever seen a Pittsburgh team have to do a silent motherfucking call because the away crowd was being too loud. Go Pack Go screaming through Acrisure Stadium. Aaron Rodgers has to do a silent snap at home. So now you got to look to the sidelines, right? You look towards what's going on with the coaching. You look at the defensive coordinator. Terrell Austin's our defensive coordinator. He is leading this defense that is allowing 386 yards per game. We're averaging over 20 points a game against. Last week we went for 66 penalty yards on defense alone. 6 penalties for 66 yards on defense. We have not had a takeaway since Ireland. At that time, we were number 2 in takeaways with 9. We still have 9. We have not had a fucking takeaway in 3 weeks, averaging 300 a game against. The option of maybe we fire him. It's almost as bad as Matt Canada running the offense is what people are saying, just on defense. Mike Tomlin doubles down and said, as a whole, he's doing a good job. What?
He's meeting the standard, CP. The standard
That
is
just
the standard, and he's meeting the standard.
You sound like Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? What?
So as a fan, right?
What?
I'm watching this team fall flat on its back, quarter in, quarter out. They're playing a quarter of solid defense where they're sending an extra man, which they did again. I called that out 2 weeks ago when they did that against who they play, Cincy when they lost. That was They sent an extra man for the first quarter and a half. They played well, and then they stopped blitzing. And then Joe Flacco torched us. What happened this game? We did not throw a fucking single blitz in the second half, and Jordan Love proceeded to melt us in the secondary. Where is the aggression? Where is it? I have not seen anything assimilated towards what a Pittsburgh Steelers defense should be ran by Mike Tomlin, who is a defensive legacy coach. And then he, as a defensive legacy coach, sees this, that our defense is allowing 386 yards a game and 20 points plus with 66 penalty yards a game. And you're saying that that's okay. How am I supposed to be satisfied as a fan with that? How is that the answer? Oh, I'm solely happy. I'm fully happy with what he's doing. How? He's making zero adjustments. If anything, the adjustments he's making is wrong. He's not putting in the proper packages at the right times. He's not hiding anything. Everything is transparent. Teams don't even have to navigate through our fucking defense. It is easy progressions to make. Going into Indy on the number 30th defense, there is potential that fucking Daniel Jones absolutely goes off. And I would not shock me at all if that was to happen. And Jonathan Taylor, we have no fucking run game at all. We have been running a 34 defense all season for no fucking reason. Put an extra fucking hand in the dirt. We have enough people. Make Connor Splain put his hand in the fucking dirt. What is happening? We used to run a 43 defense, keep a bear prowl, and then run big nickel. And that was the way we ran our defense. Where in the fuck do we get a single, like a 3-man front now? Why are we running a 3-man front? Cam Hayward is in year 13. He cannot be the helm of a 3-man front anymore, especially when the entire opposite side of TJ Watt is non-existent. Get more hands on the line of scrimmage, put some force up front, and don't let the second level be easily obtained. Patrick Queen having 51 tackles tells me we don't have a single person behind the line of scrimmage when the play is going off. 51 tackles for a linebacker, that means almost every play is reaching the second level. That is fucking crazy about a Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I think
Breathe, my friend.
Yeah.
Breathe.
You definitely
didn't
kept
expect
it,
that.
definitely kept it more calm and cool and collected than I would expected. You were about to go off.
This man's tweaking right now.
it fucking irks the shit out of me watching this fucking team. It irks me because, again, Aaron Rodgers is not my problem. He was a concern going into the year, but doing well. Again, he throws a lot of touchdowns. He's doing exactly what a 40-year-old quarterback who is destined for the Hall of Fame can do. He can do nothing more than what is given to him. The decisions on offense, I don't have that many quarrels with. We are not that high ranked on offense. We're still in the low 20s. Got to navigate the ball better. Got to be on the right page when it comes to conversating and communicating. We cannot allow an away team to come into our stadium and out-chant us. We cannot allow that energy like that. That is showing that we as a team are fucking vulnerable. To run a silent snap at home because the away team is chanting too loud, and then the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, to come in and say, I've heard that my whole career. So what? You're just going to let him run? The fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I understand there's not much you can do. It's the fans. You're just going to let it ride. You call a timeout. You fucking get everybody on the same page and you run this. You run not a silent cadence. You break that team. You break the team's fan base's spirit with that. Especially if you make a big play while they're doing that. They won't do that again. But you run a silent play, and by God, it's a fucking zone run to the right. And you lose 3 yards. That's my problem. Is the fucking poor decision making at the wrong fucking times. It's already going wrong on defense, so let's make some poor decisions on offense just to double it down a little bit. Shit.
Well, if I could speak on it a little bit, like you said, Chris, like the amount of money that this defense is making and the production that they're giving is just doesn't make any sense to me. And also, you have to take in consideration a lot of your players on your defense are on the older side. Like you said, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt's getting up there in age.
He's in year 9.
Ramsey, year 9, Patrick Queen. All of them are above the age of 30, getting up there in age.
Yeah, for sure. And we have some young talent on board too. But
I know, but I'm saying for them to be those type of players that
right.
are on the older side and making this much money, you would think that collectively as a whole they'd be a good group. Once again, it all falls down on the play calling, defensive coordinator at the end of the day.
And Mike Tomlin, let's not.
Obviously, I'm not. Yeah,
don't stretch that one.
Trust me, that Mike Tomlin's always going to be the topic of conversation every year for the Steelers until he retires.
But the problem is, right? Again, Halpern and I spoke about this a little bit. How dare you refer to this defense as an all-time defense before they play a snap together going into this year? The smack in the face that is to the franchise of Pittsburgh right now is fucking ludicrous to me. You're going to go in and you're going to call this defense a potential all-time defense. Great, Grant. The last time we had, in my opinion, an all-time defense was that 2008 crew. The 2008 to 2010 Pittsburgh Steelers defense was an all-time defense. Ryan Clark, Troy Polamalu, James Ferrier, those guys, Brett Kiesel,
James
Harrison, those guys. There ain't a single person on that team right now, aside from Cam Hayward, because he was on that team back then too, that can stack up to that team. Even TJ Watt, he cannot stack up to that defense. I'm sorry. TJ Watt is great. He was an eventual Hall of Famer. He is not at that level. He is not at that level because of the regression that he's shown from last year to this. He is not on that level. He is not playing with that mentality of wanting to be in that conversation with them. I remember hearing years ago when Troy Polamalu got inducted into the Hall of Fame. The greatest respect you can earn is when an all-time player from one of the Hall of Fame Steelers teams can say, "You can play with us. You could have played with us." He was told by one of the Steel Curtain that he could have played with them. You think any of these people on this defense could say that they could play with the 2010 crew? I'm sure they could all tell themselves they could. Who do you think on this roster right now would get that tip? Would get that nod? Maybe TJ Watt. Maybe TJ Watt. I don't think so. That is, how dare you call this defense an all-time defense? Maybe an all-time low defense.
That's what I was gonna say.
I saw it on your fucking forehead.
It's a big ass forehead. What can I tell you?
This team fucking concerns me.
Well, like, listen, it's going to be ultimate test this week against a good Colts team.
Again, this is the litmus test for both of these teams, right? And I think the biggest indicator on the state of the union by the Steelers, aside from Chris Paul, which was beautiful, by the way, absolutely beautiful, is if you look at the Vegas odds of who's likely to win the AFC North, it is still the Ravens at 2-5.
That's crazy.
The Ravens are still favored to win the AFC North. And what does that say about the Steelers? It means that despite wins, no one really believes in them. And I know Palma didn't believe in them earlier this year, but they're still exceeding your expectations of 5-12 earlier
5
this
and 2.
year. Yeah, so they're still going to be floating around 9-8, 8-9, 10-7. They're going to be floating around there because of Mike Tomlin, right? And it seems like the schedule is not going to do them any favors. It's only going to get tougher from here on out, and especially being that, again, we play the NFC North. It is tough. So that means you're going to be playing the Lions at some point, and you just played the Packers, and it didn't look good at all. Again, it's ironic that Rodgers was the concern going into this year. He's not the concern halfway through the season. The defense is what's most concerning. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah,
We had some technical difficulties. You lagged out a bit.
No, you're good now.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's ironic that it's the Steelers' defense that's most concerning. And for all the reasons you listed before, CP, I just hope that if they really do want to contend with Rodgers, they need to step up. And the main difference on the Ravens defense to the Steelers defense is in the last 2 games, the Ravens defense has gotten a little bit better. We've only given up 17 and 16 points. Steelers are still giving up a lot of points. And the signs of improvement don't really show themselves. But again, it's a long season, and there's still time for them to make that adjustment. The question is whether they do make that adjustment or not.
Well, again, the idea of the mid-season adjustments are always fine and dandy, but the last couple of years, it's shown that the adjustments will not be made in Pittsburgh. They'll make little adjustments here, little adjustments there, and that's literally just coming to, like, position-wise. Who's going to play where? Who's going to pick up the slack here? Who's going to do this? There ain't no big, real changes that need to be made. I'm not talking even in the coaching regime. I'm talking in play schemes and how you prepare for games and how you do things along those lines. Like, that's very clearly it's not going to happen because that runs through Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin has a formula, and he sticks to that formula to a fault. It's the other side of the coin of the Jets not being patient enough. It's almost like the Rooneys are too patient. It's when is enough enough? When is it time to step in as an owner and be like, this isn't fucking working. We need to get back to the drawing board. When is that? And that's a hard call to make as an owner because you have so much respect for the guy who is running your team in Mike Tomlin, right? You know he is a legacy guy. You guys, as the Steelers, you don't really fire head coaches. You really let them run out their careers. But on the other, there needs to be a respect line where I should be able to come to you as my owner and tell you this isn't working. I should be able to do that if I've given you the leash as long as I've given you for this long. I've watched you, like, as the Steelers owner, I've watched you give us first round losses in the playoffs consecutively. or we're limping into the second round and we get blown out. Since the year after we won our last Super Bowl, consistently. Yeah, we have regular season success year in and year out, but the playoff droughts, bottom tier offensive line, bottom tier defense. We're riding the bottom tier, and because you are such a good coach, we are coasting to playoff talks throughout the rest of the year where we aren't statistically eliminated until the end, and then our fate isn't in our hands. We need help. As a legacy owner, how is that enough for you? How is that enough? That's my question to the Roonies. How is that enough for you?
Because that's the standard. That's the standard that's set in Pittsburgh as of
I
late.
Yeah.
I get it. The cliches of Mike Tomlin are elite. The standard is the standard. That will always be his greatest quote. But the ambiguity, again, I was talking about it last year when the camera pan of the coaching room on their final interviews, and Tomlin was giving his "I'm a coach and I'm here to succeed" type victory, and you see the faces of the Steelers locker room, and it's just like same old song with the Jets, same old song with Pittsburgh, and after a while it gets drawn out, and players have heard it before and they're done hearing it. And when players like TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and Patrick Queen have the face of, man, stop telling me this shit, I've heard it before, stop telling me and show me, that's a fucking problem. That is a fucking problem.
It's a problem when the standard is just good enough. And for the longest time, the Steelers have just been good enough to be in the playoffs, but not good enough to be serious contenders. And it's tough because we want that change to happen in Pittsburgh. We want to see Pittsburgh competitive and in games in January, in meaningful games in January. And typically they are in the season. But as soon as the playoffs start, again, they just go up against better competition and get smacked as soon as they enter the playoffs. And again, the standard is just good enough, but good enough is not good enough in Pittsburgh anymore. And there needs to be some change to come about. But I think now's the time where ownership needs to make sure everyone is accountable. Just like, again, to the other side of who they're playing, the Colts, where their ownership is keeping everyone accountable and everyone is doing their best because they know if I fuck up, they're going to know why I fucked up. And again, their standard has changed throughout this season. There was zero expectations for this team this year to be this good. And here they are with a potential MVP running back, with a offense that is an absolute juggernaut that just can't stop scoring points against a defense that just allows points to begin with. And this is not going to be a good week for Pittsburgh, but goddamn, if they got to get it right, you got to get it right against this team. Because right now, the Colts are white hot, and they look like they might be here to stay. And if that's the case, that's going to be scary for the AFC.
100%.
Very scary.
I'm really excited for this game, but I know, like, come next week, whether Steelers win or lose, I know Palmer's going to have a lot more to say on the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you can only sense that there's going to be a fucking another total exposure of something on our fucking team. Whether Aaron Rodgers finally fucking crashes out on the offense, and really crashes out on the fucking offense, and that shoe finally fucking drops, or someone, I'm going to knock on wood here, but someone big gets hurt on defense because of a fucking stupid bonehead decision that they made, because that's fucking happened before, looking back, Ryan Shazier, forever one of the greatest what could be's because of his own bonehead decision. It's just something is going to happen. I feel it, where another huge hole in the dynamic of Pittsburgh is going to show. Because the dynamic of Pittsburgh is all over the fucking place right now, and it's full of holes that have yet to be found. The more you dig, the worse it's going to get.
Everyone's got the skeletons in the closet, man.
Listen, if Mike Tomlin wants to come over and save the Jets, we're more than welcome to.
Oh my God.
I don't even know that he could save the Jets. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know that he can do that.
Not even our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ coming back from the dead can save the Jets.
Gasoline in a match saves the Jets.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I love that. That was too good. So I want to ask, because I want to get to the second game that to talk about, but I want to ask you guys, any final thoughts on this Colts-Steelers game? Mr. Conti, do you have any final thoughts on this one?
I know we'll probably say it in the when we give our predictions for the week, but I really do think the Colts are about to truly expose how bad this Pittsburgh defense is. And I'm sorry to say that, Chris, but you've hit but as a fan of the team, you've hit every point on how this team should be way better than they are, that they've been are at least getting paid for. And at one point, do the owners of this team kind of just look at it and be like, is it Mike Tomlin? Are we like you said, are we holding back too much and giving him too much of the reins, as you guys have done in past years with him? So yeah, I do think the Colts are about to and open up a can of whoop ass, as Bobby Boucher used to say.
There you go.
CP, any final thoughts on this one?
There's not much left to say, man. This fucking team, it's like this could turn into a great game if they decide to get on the right page. They had a couple of weeks on the same page, offensively and defensively. That happens, we could see some fireworks. The team that shows up last week shows up both offensively and defensively. There's a total outmatch in every snap, somewhere in some way. So coin flip as to which Pittsburgh team shows up, and it's concerning to know that the Steelers are now a coin flip team.
Well, they've been on that edge of 9-8, 8-9 for a long, long time. So they've been dancing on the edge of 500, just a coin flip away. But we'll have to keep an eye on this game and the Steelers going forward, and I'm sure we're going to be talking more about them as the season goes on. Hopefully, they're able to button up that defense, but we shall see. But I wanted to get to the second game that we wanted to talk about this week, and that's the Chiefs and the Bills rivalry game. This is a good one. Now, Mr. Conti, I know you wanted to talk this one. Tell me, what excites you about this matchup in particular?
I just want to see if Josh Allen. I know it's not playoffs yet, but Josh Allen has got to beat Pat Mahomes. It's just been way too many years that Pat Mahomes has the upper hand against Josh Allen, and it's every year it seems like it's going to be the Bills' year, but a team called the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid come swooping in and
Mm-hmm.
always end up somehow, some way. I don't know, cough cough referees, cough cough might be a factor for that with some of those wins, but I every year that they play against each other, like you said, it's gonna be fireworks. It's usually a high scoring competitive game where both sides of the ball are playing very well, and unfortunately, it's just a matter of which team is showing up more, which team wants to win it more, and that's what. And it's a 4 o'clock game, I'm pretty sure this
Mm-hmm.
week, so it's
It
like
is.
right in the middle of like when like other games are dying down. So this being right in the middle of like Sunday during the day is a very exciting afternoon game to kind of watch and see. Will Josh Allen finally beat his demons?
It, it'd be so great to see. CP, what are your thoughts on this upcoming game?
You see, going into this game, it actually kind of pisses me off because people are looking to this game as if it's a two-man MVP race. Like we were talking, there's a much bigger race here for MVP, but these two quarterbacks are playing great, but again, it's Superman and his kryptonite. It's what it is.
Yep.
It's 4 out of the last 6 years the Bills have lost to Kansas City in January. And this year, the Chiefs kind of got off to a slow start, but they are hitting the gas now. The Bills have been hitting the gas all year, as they do every year. So this is kind of the unstoppable force meets an immovable object game one. So because we will see this again in January, it's just a matter of when.
Probably.
It's gonna happen. Whether
It's
it's
gonna
the
happen
divisional
again.
or it's the championship, it's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, something crazy went down. Really, something wild Something wild happened. If Josh Allen can't get past, and it's really Josh Allen getting past Andy Reid, because Patrick Mahomes and him are not on the field at the same time. Patrick Mahomes can get past Sean McVay's defense. Josh Allen has to get past Andy Reid's defense.
Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott, sorry.
Sean McVay.
Sorry. I always get them mixed up. Always. But hey, I love this matchup always. It's always a chess match between the coaches. It's always a fucking game. It's always a great game between these two, and it always has an extra edge when the Chiefs are on point. You know the Bills are going to run and play hard, and they're going to do what they can, but Josh Allen has to be on his A game. The Chiefs are almost doing it by choice, where they're kicking it into high gear now versus doing it early. Because now the Bills have to be at this pace, because this is the pace they started at. The Chiefs are choosing their fate by the pace they run at. This could really turn out to be game of the week Could even possibly be game of the year if it goes the right way.
They've
You
had
know, but
games of
it's
the year
all
before.
indicative on how Josh Allen comes out. It's all indicative on how Josh Allen comes out.
And like you said too, Chris, not only against the Chiefs, but you got to think the Bills are also in a division where the Patriots are.
They're in a
Fortunate.
3-team division right now.
Yeah, it's true. Right behind them in the rankings. Like they're, if the Bills don't show up this week, it can really show that they are not cut out to make it far in the playoffs.
And the Patriots strap it together a couple of wins, and the Bills could be history. I'm not saying that's a huge possibility. I'm just saying it's possible nonetheless.
Like you said, Chris, too. The day that in a couple months when we see a Patriots Chiefs AFC Championship, I might actually throw up.
Well, when we see it again for the first time in 5 years, again, I don't think the NFL really has healed from that wound of what the Patriots were, because it was such a quick pass off to Kansas City to be such another quick pass off back to New England, and they're playing keep away with the AFC.
It's like Palpatine handing it to Darth Vader. Like here,
it's like playing keep away with the AFC from the rest of the league, and it's like that shit ain't right. There's so much great talent in the AFC, and they're just like playing keep away. They're like the older brother, or like the older, taller cousins with the younger cousins.
The Bills are the black sheep of the family, the middle child.
Shit, I'd say the middle child is Baltimore at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't disagree with you at any point. So
I think you guys are the middle child at this point in time.
Okay, I'm an only child. I don't know.
I love it. It means you get in the most trouble.
Yeah.
You do the most shit wrong. That's what that is.
This year especially.
I mean, as of right now, yeah, this team is doing everything wrong.
It's all right. I can't do much shit right either.
I mean, listen, you look who you're talking to. Look at my team.
It's like we're the fucking island of misfit toys.
We're the island of lost boys, like Peter Pan.
I love it.
So, John, what are your thoughts on this game for the week?
Man,
Bills versus Chiefs.
Man, it's funny because I wanted to talk this game too, and I'm glad you also wanted to talk this one as well, because this one popped out. Especially being that for Paul and I, this is the first time that we're actually talking the Bills this season. We've talked Kansas City before, but Buffalo got off to that hot start, especially after game one against the Ravens, and they were absolute juggernauts until they met the Patriots. And then they got kind of humbled. And then Atlanta kind of humbled them too. And the Bills are still good, but they don't seem as immortal as we thought they were.
In years past, basically.
In years past, or just at the beginning of the season, right? I think everyone at the beginning of the season thought, oh yeah, Josh Allen coming off an MVP year, he's going to keep doing his thing. And he has, to his credit, he's been phenomenal this year. But what's going to hold the Bills back is that defense that they have, especially when they have a very tough time to stop the run. It is very, very hard for the Bills to stop the run. A lot of the teams that have really put the pressure on them ran the ball. Derrick Henry, despite losing that game, Derrick Henry ran all up on them. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, granted, it's Derrick Henry and he's running for 177 yards right now against the Bills. Phenomenal. We still lost. But that was something that, despite the win, I don't think the Bills ever really fixed. They're going up a Kansas City team that got Rashee Rice back from suspension. They now have a healthy Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown in the slot. Oh, yeah, by the way, Travis Kelce's still that guy. Despite being a vet of so many years and probably on his last couple years, he's still that guy. Oh, and also they got a healthy Isaiah Pacheco, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a pretty good running back. And
he's pretty fucking decent if I've seen the last.
He's pretty fucking good, and despite coming off injury, he's looking pretty good. And the Bills are gonna have.
Don't forget too. You got Juju as like a low key kind of like slot receiver at the fifth.
I forgot Juju was still on the Chiefs.
Yeah, bro. You got a healthy Chiefs team. Like wide receiver core is really good. It's just unfortunately last year they were all injured.
Yep, and now they're all healthy, and that's the scary.
They're full strength now,
which is scary. Which is very scary.
Going into week 9. Mm-hmm. Week 9 at full strength is crazy work.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy work.
It is crazy work, and it is going to be a tough task for that Buffalo defense. And we've seen games before from Josh Allen and the Bills where Josh Allen plays his best football, but it's not enough because they'll find a way to just give Patrick Mahomes a sliver of an inch, and he'll take it for a mile. And
It's Andy Reid's special playbook.
The Bills will make one mistake, and it has exploited them. And Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo will take advantage of that. I think we're going to see a very aggressive Chiefs defense against the Bills. When Atlanta blitzed Buffalo more than 50% of the time, Josh Allen looked like Josh Allen from his first 2 years. Very reckless and very susceptible to turnovers. And Steve Spagnuolo, he's a smart motherfucker. And he's going to be sending the blitz on Josh Allen and getting that pressure.
You can hope, because at the same time, you got to remember when they didn't throw a single fucking blitz against that Philadelphia offense the entire second half of that Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to be a smart motherfucker who knows how to blitz. He has great hidden blitzing packages. Mm-hmm. We've seen it.
But I'm not gonna lie, like what you just said, I think
if he fucking moves away from it again and that defense gets exposed again, that's a fucking bad conversation to have, especially when the offense is finally getting right.
You would think that Super Bowl would teach him to learn his lesson on that aspect.
Well, going as of right now, they've been blitzing more this year.
Yeah,
they still run their blitz packages.
Keep doing what you're supposed to be
doing.
Do
not move away from what works,
exactly.
Especially when you're going up against a lithium hot team.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Run it till the fucking brakes fall off, dude. What?
Why do you think the Eagles do the tush push?
Most boring fucking play ever.
I know. Trust me, I hate it too, but why do you think they do it? Because it works.
Because it works.
No one can fucking stop it.
That's true.
Because no one can stop it. And now they're doing fakes.
Hey, but wait, let's not forget the best one of the year, Aaron Rodgers just standing there like an absolute G.
That fucking pose is great.
First down.
I love that. That's a meme, by the way. That's a meme that we share in our chat. Like, it's amazing.
Let it be known, I asked for one of our friends to make it a GIF before it was made into a GIF.
And now it's a GIF.
And now it's a legitimate GIF.
The absolute aura that Aaron Rodgers had that game.
The Superman pose and everything. I fucking love it.
It's the ayahuasca plant and the smelling salts all together.
Oh my god. I love it. It's funny too because the Bills even tried to do the tush push. And we even saw them try to do it last year in the AFC title game against the Chiefs. And it didn't work. It did not work. And
it's not a perfect play.
It's not a perfect play.
Not a perfect play.
Can do it. And I mean, hell, I watched the Ravens try to do it against the Rams, and it fucking failed miserably, and it was horrible. I think, again, this game right now, the Chiefs and the Bills, it's a great matchup between these two teams. Both can really expose their weaknesses, but yet I think they'll have opportunities to really showcase their strengths. And right now, the strengths are the face of their team, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And I think the stage is set for another fantastic game between these two rivals. When we grew up, it was Patriots and Colts, or Patriots Broncos, right? For this generation, it's Chiefs Bills, and that's the rivalry. And at some point, you'd want to hope that the Bills kind of break through, but they got to not only do it this week, but they got to do it in January too.
Probably in deep January too.
Unless the Colts just come out of nowhere and just sweep the AFC.
Unless the Colts come out and sweep the fucking AFC. That part too.
Yeah, don't forget about that part.
To me, the way I see it kind of shaping up, I think the Colts will get the number 1 seed. But I think...
So they'll get the bye.
They'll get the bye. I think that the Chiefs or the Bills get the 2nd and 3rd seed respectively. Depending on how the tiebreakers shape up, one of those, like, they're going to be probably 2nd and 3rd respectively. And then that's going to really, they're just going to be destined to meet in that divisional round.
So then where would you sit Denver? Right under them?
Put Denver as the 5th seed.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Okay. Chargers make it or Jacksonville?
Oh, yeah. Chargers over Jacksonville.
Actually, sorry. I'd put the Patriots 5th seed as of now. Denver the 6th seed. And I don't
Who gets that last spot?
I don't see the Jags making it as of now. It's hard to say. 7th seed is always up in the air, but I'll give it to the Chargers at this point.
That's a valid AFC bracket. I think that's kind of how it would shape up to be. You fucking moke.
According to Vegas, we're still favored.
Listen, I was about to say that last spot's got it. I'm out of your guys' division. It's either one of your two teams.
That's the thing. It's going to fall to one of us to make it to the playoffs. That's the thing.
Right. It has to.
We play each other the final week of the season. It's going to come down to that.
And you're going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing this, and we're going to fucking meet in the middle like that.
And then Joe Flacco out of nowhere just fucking
He's gonna
demolishes
come in
every
flying
single
drop kick Mike Tomlin to the floor.
Joe Flacco gets the Bengals to the divisional or the wild card. Joe Burrow comes back for healthy as ever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's when Joe Flacco curb stomps Joe Burrow. He's like, "This is my team."
Man, I can't wait to see Joe Flacco on the Steelers next year. It's gonna be very interesting.
I cannot wait till Thanos collects all the Infinity Stones.
That's the plan, right? Just plug and play, right? That's the plan.
I mean, it's either him or Jameis Winston.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie though. Imagine Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers on the same team, the two old men.
They would fist fight in the locker room.
Oh my! Hey, didn't I see you last year on the other side? Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah, here's some ibuprofen. I'm
worried. They're sitting in their rocking chairs reading books.
Love it. I am not only looking forward to that matchup, but with the Chiefs and the Bills, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. And I want to ask, do you guys have any final thoughts on this game in particular?
Mr. Conti?
Mr. Conti.
I know once again, we're about to get into the predictions right after this. So, but quick oversight. I think I got to believe in Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld and the Buffalo Bills to beat Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's my final thought.
I respect it. CP, what about you, my friend?
I just hope whoever wins that it's not a controversial ending.
That's also true. Yeah,
I really don't. Just make it a clean victory for whoever it is. Because with games like this and teams like this, you never want a controversial ending where it's like, after a game of magic, this bullshit's how it fucking ends. You know, like the entire climax was totally taken away because of the last play of the game was fucking altered. A no call was called when it shouldn't have been. Some bullshit where the officiating.
Go back a couple of years ago with the coin toss.
It happens all the time. It happens regularly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with these two teams specifically, you always just want to see a clean finish. Always a clean finish. Never let the fucking refs sit on the sidelines and keep your mouths fucking shut for the last 4 minutes of the game. Let them fucking play for the last 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Make it undoubtable. Make it an undoubtable win.
Make it undeniable. Last 4 minutes of the fucking fourth quarter, shut your fucking mouths and let them play.
God, I respect it. I can't wait to see it. So, with that, gentlemen, are you guys ready to make our picks for the week?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm with it. So we have 14 games slated. We have 4 teams on the bye this week. Cleveland, New York, the New York Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all on byes this week.
First guess, the Jets are beating the bye this week. Let's go.
I'm putting money on the bye.
I'm not glad I put money on the bye too.
Yes. Oh my god.
Okay, so last week with 13 games, I went 9-4, and CPU went 6-7. Mr. Conti, or will you be able to beat us this week? I'm curious.
I really hope so.
So let's start Thursday night in Miami, where the Ravens come to play the Miami Dolphins. So, Mr. Conti, start us off. Who you got?
Give me your boys, the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's coming back healthy. Real healthy, and he's going to show that he's still the Lamar Jackson that we all know and love.
I love it. CP, who you got?
This one's actually pretty tough because both teams are staring playoff elimination in the fucking face. Like, it's right there for both of them. It is red alert, and the Dolphins seem to have fucking woke up. Last week, it was no Lamar, no problem for the Ravens. Let's hope Lamar comes back, and it's a green light. Give me the Ravens, but this is going to be a closer game than I think people expect.
I think this is going to be a little close for comfort as well. I'm going to take the Ravens as well. Seeing a healthy Lamar is going to be great, but I sure hope we don't stray away from the game plan of giving Derrick Henry the football. Give this man the football, give him his touches, and we saw last week great things happen. Derrick Henry has now surpassed Walter Payton for all-time touchdowns. He is now 4th on that list of all-time touchdowns amongst running backs.
I saw that.
So, big shout out to the King. Give this man the rock, and good things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sure.
Let's move to Sunday's slate of games, starting in New York. Not the Jets, but the Giants hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Mr. Conti, you got, my friend?
It's definitely going to be a different offensive scheme now that Mr. Cam Skadaboo is out for the year. Tyrone Tracy's going to probably be lead back there in New York. I'm not going to lie. The Giants, even though their New York home team, I love Scalaboo. Dart is a great quarterback. This 49ers defense for some reason always figures a way to be good. And Mac Jones has proven that he's a solid enough quarterback that he can get a win. So I have the 49ers probably beating the Giants.
I like it. CP, who you got?
You see, I made these picks a couple of days ago on an NFL post, and at first I had the Niners, but I want to see how the Giants do overcoming adversity. This may be one of the harshest, most snake-bitten seasons they've had in the past couple of years. We're losing neighbors, losing Scadaboo now, being under investigation for putting Scadaboo back in while concussed. Like, this is a whirlwind of bullshit right now that they have to get through to get to the end of this season with a spark. Give me the Niners, but I am still looking at the Giants to see if they can overcome and still come out with some energy.
The way you were wording that, I literally thought you were going Giants, then you just switched it
I
up
thought
last
you were
second.
too. You did a little fake out there. I was like, oh, shit, is he picking the Giants? No, he wasn't picking. I I'm going to take the 49ers as well. And to your point, Mr. John Conti, there was again that 49ers defense figures it out. That defensive coordinator, Mr. Robert Saleh, man, he's good, man. Man, if only like a
Oh
team would
yeah.
give him a shot as a head
If
coach,
only
man.
like a team like would make him like a head coach or something
Right?
like.
Right? Maybe give him a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers too. I think a lot of good
I'm
things are
not
gonna
gonna lie.
happen.
It was. I think it was last week. I think it was the Falcons versus the Niners, and it was Olbrick DC versus Solid DC, and I was like, oh, like to see them both as DCs,
Yep.
like off not on the Jets. It's like, oh, this is so tough.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We're all on the 49ers. I like it. Let's move to Tennessee, where we have the Los Angeles Chargers coming to Tennessee to play the Titans. Chris Palmer, who you got for this one?
Give me the Chargers, man. It's not looking good in Tennessee, and I said it last week. Ball IQ with Cam Ward is really got some question marks running around it.
That is very true.
That is very true. John Conti, who you got, my friend?
My boy Justin Herbert, really grown into a man, starts dating Madison Beer and turns into one of the best football players in the NFL. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You have a lot to live up for. And this Chargers team has finally figured out a way to start winning games. And with all the weapons around him, I do not see in a world that the Chargers lose this game because, like Chris just said, the Titans are in a whirlwind of just being bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Jets. They're one of those teams in the NFL right now that are just very bad and probably tanking for the number one seeds. Give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm not going to overthink this one. I'm taking the Chargers over the Titans. The Titans, again, still got to figure their shit out. Again, if the Chargers somehow, if this is close for comfort for the Chargers, then they definitely melted down on third down. But I hope they're able to overcome it. I'll take the Chargers to beat the Titans. Let's move to the NFC North, where we have a division rival game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take the Lions. I'm not going to think too hard on this. I like Detroit in Detroit against a JJ McCarthy coming back off injury. But Mr. Conti, who you got?
Yeah, like you said, this is also don't overthink it. It's Detroit in Detroit. Jared Goff and Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's also one of those Mike Vrabel type coaches that you just great in locker room guy. Just overall can lead a team to victory as we've seen in the past 3-4 years that he's turned this team around. And yeah, they're just Amon Ra, Jameer Gibbs, all of them amazing players. The Vikings, like you said, JJ McCarthy coming back from injury. Who knows how he's going to perform? He's only played one decent game, and that was only really in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got injured again. So we'll see what he can do. It's tough because I have Justin Jefferson in like 3 of my fantasy leagues, so I really hope he goes off. But overall, give me the Lions to win.
I like it.
Yeah, you got to give me the Lions. They're primed and ready to make another deep playoff run. That the losing of Carson Wentz hurts, but it will be interesting to see JJ McCarthy, hoping that he can stay healthy for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy and just get some more NFL experience. He missed that entirely last year, and missing games this year doesn't really help that. Hopefully he just is able to get a little bit more game experience and more knowledge on how to play quarterback in the NFL. But we'll keep an eye on him as the season goes on. Let's move to New England, where we have a Super Bowl 51 rematch between the Falcons and the Patriots. Mr. Conti, who you got, my friend?
Little bit of a shocker, I'm not gonna lie. I know we were just talking about how the Patriots are doing so good. I think that Falcons, it's in Foxborough, right?
Mhm.
Or is it in
It's in
Atlanta?
Foxborough.
It's Foxborough. I don't know. This is just an instinct, and this might just be me being biased Jet fan and not wanting the Patriots to win. But I feel like Bijan Robinson's about to have 300 rushing yards, and I feel like Drake London's about to have 150 receiving yards with 2 touchdowns.
Jesus. 2 all-time games in Foxborough, none of them from a Patriot.
None of them from a Patriot. Let's go Falcons. Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
Calling the upset.
Switch.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want the upset. Give me the upset.
I
Why not?
respect it, mate. I respect it. CP, who you got?
I am not smelling upset.
Go
here.
with the upset.
No, I am not smelling upset for one reason and one reason
Once
only.
again, like I said,
It's-
salty Jet fan over here.
It's that they are on the road. If they were home, maybe a different conversation. But because they're going into Foxborough and Patriots are getting hot at the right time, you got to give me the Patriots, and I don't think it's going to be close.
Give me the Patriots to beat the Falcons 28-3.
Damn. All the Falcons fans are like, damn.
Dude, if that happens and that wound gets reopened for the Falcons in a new way, they would just start hemorrhaging everyone would just start hemorrhaging. That would be the cementing that the Patriots are back.
Matt Ryan might have a heart attack on screen.
Matt Ryan may drop.
He's gonna have PTSD. Just not again. Not again.
PTSD.
Oh my god.
God.
Not again.
I love it. I love it. So let's move to Pittsburgh, where we have the Indianapolis Colts coming to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chris Palmer, who you got, my friend?
Give me the Colts.
Smart
I don't.
man.
I
man.
I don't trust
Smart man.
our defense one bit. They have again. I've said it a couple of times. They have a lot of convincing with me with this defense, and so far they have not convinced much. They've not convinced me much that they can beat a good team.
Are you sure, Chris? Are you sure you said a couple times that the Steelers' defense is bad?
I'm sorry, 386 yards a game, 20 plus points.
So yeah, give me Indiana Jones and the Colts. Chris basically said everything. The Colts are just on a dynamic run right now. I'm not gonna lie, Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor could make case for MVP if you really want to put it that ways. 2 MVPs on one team. I don't see how anyone can beat this team currently. As we get to playoffs, that'll be a whole different story. But we can definitely see. I do not see the Steelers winning this match this week.
Yeah, I'm going to take Indiana Jones and the Colts as well. I think that one thing that we didn't talk about is also, again, that Colts offensive line is like second best in the league.
Is nasty.
Disgusting.
And they are giving Daniel Jones all the time. They're opening up all the running legs. They're doing a lot of the unsung work for that Colts offense. And it's going to be a long day in the trenches for the Steelers. I'm going to take the Colts. We're all on the Colts. And we'll just have to keep an eye on all these teams.
The football game starts in the trenches, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Starts and ends always.
Starts and ends in the trenches.
Absolutely. Let's move to Houston, where we have the number 1 and the number 2 defense going against each other in the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. In Houston, this should be a really good one. Mr. Conti, who you got for this one?
Yeah, in Houston, definitely going to be a good one. Like we've talked about when we were talking about the recaps of last week, the Texans are one of the teams this year that are just very confusing and feel like they've kind of taken a lot of step downs from where they have CJ Stroud's first year of being this amazing Texans team. Like Chris said too, the kind of energy from the team kind of got depleted after the whole Tank Dell injury and kind of affected their operations day to day on the offensive side of the ball. So being at home, yes, it's a little bit of advantage, but this Broncos team, like Chris also said too, is one of the best defenses in the league and possibly could be in history depending on how they finish off the year. So give me Bo Nix, Broncos defense. Give me the Broncos to win.
I like it. CP, who you got?
Yeah, you're going to have to give me Denver as well. Number 1, number 2 defense going at each other is great. The opposite end of that is that Denver has a consistent offense that can put points on the board. Houston does not. So while they look like they got a little bit of spark in them last week, Denver's got a nice little flame brewing right now.
They're kind of like the Patriots, like you said. They're getting hot at the right moment.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to go against the Broncos. But funny enough, the Texans are the one with the number one ranked defense, which is crazy to think about.
They're
They
helping.
actually give up the
Did
fewest
we lose him?
points allowed in the league.
Denver, Houston.
So I would believe that the next one would be Jacksonville and Vegas. Who you got?
Oof. I mean, listen, Geno Smith was definitely not the quarterback that we were all expecting to have, or the Vegas was expecting to have at the beginning of the year. They thought they were going to have Seattle Seahawks Geno, where you're good enough just to kind of sneak us into the playoffs. He's been the only shining light of this team for Vegas right now is Ashton Genty, and he's had a iffy up and down year. Oh, wait for Halpin to get back in. But
Hey,
my pick right now,
how we
before he
doing,
gets back
friends?
in, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to figure it out this week and ultimately beat the Vegas.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. Ashton Genty has no help in Vegas right now. That offensive line has him running for his life. I think Jacksonville will absolutely. They should have no problem winning this game.
So let's go to Cincinnati, where we have the Chicago Bears coming to play the Cincinnati Bengals. CP, who you got for this one?
I think you may have to give me Chicago for another one. I'd fuck the Bengals. That's why.
Yeah.
I had to say it once. Fuck the Bengals.
I love it. Mr. Conti, who you got, my friend?
Well, listen, as a non AFC North loving team, so non-bias over here. I'm honestly not gonna lie. I also have to agree that I think the Bears are probably gonna win. I think as much shit as people give Caleb Williams and the Bears, and Chris, I know you were saying too before, like, the Bears are just a bad team that's playing good right now. They're gonna play good again for another week because you're playing a Cincinnati Bengals team that is so depleted right now, not losing Joe Burrow obviously at the beginning of the year. Joe Flacco's look like a serviceable enough kind of quarterback, but is not going to really push you anywhere. As seen by this past week, them losing to my Jets, barely squeaking by. But yeah, I think Caleb Williams and the Bears, ultimately Roma Dunze, all of Luther Burden, all those weapons that they have on the offensive line that they upgraded, I think the Bears are going to probably sneak away with another win here.
Ooh, I like it. I respect it. I'm going to take the Bengals on this one. I think that when it comes to offensive production, the Bears are great on script. They are great the first quarter of the game. However, when the game goes on and it drags and they got to go off script, that's when they really struggle as a team. But Cincinnati, with Joe Flacco, their offense has been revitalized. But again, it's their defense that's going to hold them back. I'm going to take the Bengals, but I think we should be in a good. This game should be a very good game to watch.
But in his stead, let's move over to LA, where the Saints walk into LA to play the Rams with the beginning of the Tyler Shoe
Is that how
saga.
you say his name? Tyler
Pretty sure
Shoe?
it's Shoe. Pretty sure it's
Shoe,
Shoe.
Shoe.
Shoe, Shao, something. I'm gonna go with Shoe because until then, it's how useful is a single shoe.
Useful as a single shoe.
So, who you got?
Oh my god. Saints are just on the same wavelength as the Jets. They're just such a poorly organized team, run team that they're lucky if they sneak by any sort of win. The Rams, they look like a great playoff team. Matthew Stafford looking like the Matthew Stafford we all know and love. Puka coming back from was he on injury? Was he injured this past week or
He was. I don't
yeah.
know that he's coming back this week. He may still be
Well,
out.
even if he's out, still give me the Rams because the Rams overall, in my opinion, are just a better coached and organized team overall on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I'm gonna have to go with the Rams as well. The Saints are just in total disarray. I hope that they give this new quarterback time to develop and don't take this loss as a blemish on him because he's walking into a team that has nothing to lose against a team that is primed and ready to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah. Trust me, don't do what the Jets do, like you just said. Just shovel out a quarterback and just if he doesn't work out, you just give him. It happened to Zach Wilson,
It's happened to a lot of them,
Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. I can go down the list.
right? So let's move to the AFC East again, where we go to Buffalo and Kansas City. We talked this game.
Yeah,
Mr. Conti, who you got?
give me the Bills. I need Josh Allen to overcome his demons. And it's at Arrowhead.
It's in Arrowhead.
I think, listen, they've won in Arrowhead before. Like, not a lot, but they have done it before. And I truly feel that Josh Allen can finally get this chip off his shoulder and beat Pat Mahomes. Whether or not he beats them later on, and like you said, in late January when it matters most, that's the question we'll be asking ourselves until we see that.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. It's in Buffalo. I'm wrong.
Oh, it's in Buffalo. Oh,
I
yeah,
misread that.
definitely-
It's in Buffalo.
Yeah, definitely give me the Bills then if it's in Buffalo.
Yeah. You have to give me Buffalo as well. Kansas City's been off to a real slow start this year. I do think they are still very formidable for a deep playoff run. We will see these two teams play again come the end of the year. But until then, I think Buffalo finally shakes off that little bit of kryptonite and they do beat them. Let's move to Sunday night prime time. Ooh, is he back?
Up and back.
I would hope I'm back.
Let's see, hold on, let's pause. Real
Get him
Goddamn
again?
fucking internet connection. Goddamn internet connection. Sons of bitches.
Hold on. Let's see.
I see the mouth moving.
I don't hear nothing.
I don't hear nothing.
There we go. I heard
Hello?
something.
I heard something.
Hello? Hey,
You got him?
hey.
Hello.
I think we got him.
Got the gobble
We got him.
over here.
Gabagool. Hey.
We got him. All right, help us. So
Goddamn,
real
I hate
quick,
my
give me
internet
who you
connection.
got for New Orleans and the Rams. It's all
Rams.
good. Give me who you got for New Orleans and the Rams. Rams? Good.
Rams.
What about Kansas City and Buffalo?
KC. Give me the Chiefs
Wow.
on that one.
Yeah, you're the only one who took the Chiefs. We both took Buffalo.
Yeah, we both
Ooh,
took
okay.
Buffalo on that one.
I like it.
We both took the Rams as well.
Love it.
So going into primetime, Sunday night, Seahawks Commanders in Washington. Halpin, who you got?
Be Seattle. Even if Jaden Daniels does come
Ooh.
back, I still think Seattle's the better team over Washington.
Mr. Conti, who you got?
This is what I have to think about for a second because both teams are very good, undoubtedly. The Commanders have been playing not as well as they were last year. It's in Washington. Honestly, also I just saw too Terry McLaurin's not playing this week either, so that's already another weapon that they're also down for another week. So honestly, give me the Seahawks as well. Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba. He leads the league in reception yards this year so far. So him and Sam Darnold, former Jet, miss him every day, but they're gonna come into Washington and handle business.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me Seattle as well. I don't trust Marcus Mariota. Simply put,
God, he's the quarterback of the team this year, this week.
for right now,
Mhm.
just for
Yeah,
right
for
now.
right now.
And it's okay, so let's move to Monday where the Cardinals move into Jerry World. Who you got, Mr. Halpin?
Give me the Cowboys, man. Dak Prescott still been playing good football. Arizona, I don't know what the fuck to make out of them. I'm taking the Cowboys and Jerry World.
Mr. Conti?
Yeah, honestly, like you just said, John, the Cardinals are one of those other teams too that just can. It's the Niners, the Texans, and the Cardinals are just three teams that confuse me on like what their path is. Kyler Murray, is it time to move on from him? Marvin Harrison, is he a true number one wide receiver? Trey McBride, is he kind of the tight end that we all expected him to be, like he was the past couple of years? So honestly, even though it pains me to say, fucking the Cowboys are just like the Patriots in that aspect that I hate to root for them, but I see the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, George Pickens, CD. I can see them just whooping some ass, some Cardinal ass.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to think too hard on this one. The Cowboys are going to win this one, and it should be pretty impressive on how they win. So yeah, there you have it, guys. There's our picks for the week. There's the two games we wanted to talk. We opened the box on the Jets. Fucking opened Pandora's box on Pittsburgh with myself. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Mr. Conti, thank you so much for coming back on again. It was a lot of fun. We got to unpack the Jets. Hope you got enough off your chest.
Oh yeah, I definitely did.
And
definitely.
we hope to
Do
have
better.
you on at some point in the rest of this year. Whether you want to talk the Jets or you want to talk anybody else, you let us know. We will have you on. For those who
Yes.
are listening, if you do want to come on for an interview, we do still have openings. Please let me or John know. Inbox us, DM us, whatever. But until then, we have us a fun week of football coming. Thank you guys so much.
And thank you,
guys.
Mr.
Appreciate
Conti,
it.
again for joining us. It's so great to have you, and we love to have you on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate for having me on.